English has a special place in India. I've always believed that English is an Indian language. We were, I don't know, fortunate or unfortunate to get it as inheritance from the British. And we have, to a large extent, squandered that away in creating a situation where now we do not find enough English teachers, we do not have fluent speakers of English. We have problems with English. Now, English as a language is not something that you can throw away. So even if your politician tells you that you need to do everything in a local language, all you need to ask him is where did his children study? And you will find that they have gone to English schools and they have gone to the US. I think the minute politicians start putting their children into BMC schools and into local colleges, everything will improve in this country. So export of that generation of people needs to stop. English is a linked language in India. English is a necessity. It allows us to speak to one another. So I don't think English can be done away with, even if we wanted to. It's a language of science and technology. It's a language of the library. It's a language of higher education. So there is no question of English going away. It's a language of access. It's a language of opportunity. It's a language of influence. So when you look at English like this, it is better that we put some effort into getting our English up and running and better. The problems with English starts at the bottom. So if you look at how a child learns any language, and I'm not talking about English, your mother tongue, he typically learns it when he's 3 years old. If he's living in a city like Mumbai, he's probably multilingual by the time he's 4, where he speaks Marathi to the maid and Bengali to the, his dadi, and Gujarati to the nani, and English to his parents or school. So he's got 4 languages under his belt and he's just 4 or 5 years old. He's not really got into a school and done grammar or met a teacher or learnt anything much from her. Nature very clearly shows you the way. It tells you that you are a natural language learner. So the child is already a speaker when he comes into your pre-primary. So his speech areas of the brain are absolutely developed. So he has mastered 4 languages grammatically. He's not gone into literature, but he can function. And his speech development center in the brain is completely developed. Now when he gets into a school, what you typically do is you start making him read and write. So you start with an ABC and you start with a cat, bat, mat, and you show him his phonetics or phonics, and then you put him into writing a line of P that takes 20 minutes. I think this is where the crime begins. Because the spoken language that is completely ready for absorbing language is put on the shelf and everything else is taken up on the plate. This obviously creates failure. So now he is going from your pre-primary into your grade 1 and 2 and 3, where reading and writing starts accelerating at a demonic rate depending upon the kind of school and expectation. And let me tell you, parents are very much a party to this whole business of teaching in this particular way. So the pressures from outside are just humongous. They're crippling also. So I think your first part of your problem starts at that pre-primary level. I would urge all teachers, all boards, all managements, the ministry or whoever it is, to please stop using reading and writing in those baby years. I think when they come to grade 1, when their hand-eye coordination, their brain, their memory bank, their fine motor skills, all of these are completely mature, the child is going to be able to pick up writing really, really quickly. Having said that, language is not learning. So a child who is 3 years old can sing your ABCD alphabet song or your 1 to 100 song or your continent song, and you can teach him everything in the world there is to learn without actually getting him to have outputs in terms of writing or reading. So that is one part of the language problem that creates failure forever. The other thing in language is, so when you look at nature, it will guide you. It will show you this is the way to go. You go like this and you'll be good. You'll learn. I've got an acronym which I call VFC. So VFC is an acronym for how we learn language, how the mind learns language. The mind learns language through volume. So large amount of language that is floating around you, the more the language, the more you'll not pick up all of it, but the greater the volume of pickup as far as your age and experience is concerned. Depending on the quality of language, you will pick up quality. So that's how it goes. F is for frequency. Frequency means you should revisit those words, they should be around you, and context is where you create meaning. If you have all of these things, a continuity, a revisit, you will find that language learning becomes meaningful. Play games, sing songs, tell stories, and you will find that children enjoy language and they will learn it effortlessly. So that's the way in which English should go in this country.